hatch isn't just another egg hunt. It's going to be the largest one in Roblox history, because we're going on 1,000 depths to help build it. Are you ready to start collecting?
Well, so much for having detailed quest lines. What was that thing I said back in October? It's only up from here? I forgot this was a multi-billion-dollar corporation we're talking about.
Oh, come on, Star. We haven't even touched the event yet. For all we know, what am I talking about?
Of course this isn't gonna be a good event.
Well, that doesn't mean you can't have fun. Think of all the engagement!
Yeah, you know how much I love simulation!
I was referring to premium payouts, but that works too!
My question is, shouldn't we know a bit more about what we're getting into before we just dive headfirst into it?
Oh, I did my research, and it's not really looking too good. If you couldn't tell. To knock out two birds with one stone, I'm gonna explain it to you and the viewers at the same time. Because this build-up to the event was the craziest I've ever seen. So without further ado, let's get started. Hello everybody, my name is Starism and welcome back to Hell. Now, Roblox events are kind of my thing. Ever since the Hunt First Edition, my goal has been to 100% every Roblox event. Not just getting all the items, but completing every single game. And that ends today. If the rumor of 1,000 games is true, then there's no way I'm completing all of them. That'd be like, what, 100 hours of just playing every single game they throw at me, each with 2 to 3 minute quests each? It would make for a great title, but there is no way I'm doing that. I will try to get all the items, though. Without further ado, let's start the history of this event. Now, it starts off like it normally does, with a new place being created under Roblox Presents. The first two being Perf and Testbed. Now, normally games would start leaking their badges or assets or something to confirm their participation in the event. But this time was different, because there weren't any. Yeah, sure, we had games putting up mysterious dates for events, but these later turned out to be completely unrelated. The best we had was an unnamed subplace Biome, creator of Bee Swarm Simulator. And that wasn't even confirmed to be for an event. However, after a while, 2 eggs were spotted in admin's inventory. Now, admins have done some trolling in the past when it came to egg hunts. So whether it was one or not was unconfirmed, until David Baszucki tweeted about the next event, being about honoring the structure in the universe and its elements. However, once the pieces were assembled in the image, it formed an egg, all but confirming that this next event was indeed an egg hunt. After this, a ton of star creators were each sent an egg with its own letter, with a mysterious message, saying that the Roblox community can always work together to figure something out. Of course, with it being the first egg hunt after 4 years, a lot of people were excited. More games were being speculated like Natural Disaster Survival and Pressure, and more mysterious subplaces kept popping up, like Blue Baseplate and Payload Dev. Blue Baseplate also having a test badge? Wait a minute, why is Roblox saying that there's gonna be 1,000 developers in the event? Surely this doesn't mean 1,000 games and that there are like 20 or so developers for each game, right? Well, apparently not, because there are actually going to be a planned 1,000 games. And furthermore, the document that they used to relay all of this information got leaked. I mean, to be fair, with 1,000 developers, how could it not be? The earliest version of this whole concept had each developer place a spawner for an egg in their game, which should take 2 to 3 minutes to collect. That's it. I thought this was fake. Like, I genuinely could not believe that this was happening for a Roblox event. I'm saying that in a bad way, by the way. Thankfully, Roblox made it so that it's not pay-to-win or luck-based. That's, like, I guess, cool. They made it so you have to join from the hub in order to neutralize recommendation impact. Blue Baseplate was testing the module, and Payload Dev was testing how well it transfers to other games. This alone caused a few people to not be interested in the event. So Roblox, in a desperate attempt to salvage things, made it so that developers can have a little bit more freedom in their eggs. Okay, so maybe this event can be salvaged after all. And then it happened. So, obviously, when you're making an event with 1,000 games, you'll probably want to rely on at least some algorithms to choose who to invite, right? They invited a condo creator. Ah yes, the official Teddy, #1 enemy of the Roblox community for around 2 weeks. Roblox made this game called The Form, where you can basically automatically submit games if you're eligible. The algorithm, seeing that this one person had 500 people playing on one game, invited them without ever being overlooked by any Roblox admin. Due to the insane backlash, several developers decided to opt out of the event. These were really good games too, like Piggy and Pressure. Now, the creator of Doors, L-Splash, had some things to say. Apparently, all of these events had 2-week deadlines to be made, including the Hunt Mega Edition. In terms of the hatch, one-to-one communication with Roblox does not exist. Alongside rumors that some stuff in this event was made with AI. You know, now that I think about it, this banner does look kind of off. I mean, again, this is a multi-billion-dollar corporation we're talking about, so it's not out of the question that they used AI for this. It got to the point in which basically all of their posts on Twitter were flooded with mentions of the official Teddy. Roblox made a statement saying Teddy wasn't supposed to be invited into the event, but didn't ban them for 2 weeks. Now, obviously, during these 2 weeks, literally everyone was upset and was boycotting the event. Eventually, with only 2 days left until the event began, Roblox finally took action. It took 2 weeks, several boycotts, and 2 PR statements, but we finally know the reason as to why it took so long. Apparently, Roblox gave Teddy time to change the content in his games to better match the community's standards. However, while they were looking into things, they discovered something else which led to the ban. After that, teasers on social media resumed as normal. Eventually, the contents of the module that developers used got leaked. Essentially, this entire event is randomized for every player. Eggs have certain rarities attached to them, and you need to merge egg fragments in order to make the actual eggs. There are 100 eggs in total, and you can get duplicates. At least you can trade them. And you're essentially all caught up now. With all of the issues seemingly somewhat solved and Roblox desperately trying to save their event, will the hatch prove to be as successful as they hoped, or is it truly dead before arrival? Well, only one way to find out. So Fiddy, last time we did this, there was this special area in Nova City that we went to in order to get to the Hunt Mega Edition. Is there something like that this time too?
Why, yes, of course! Follow me and prepare to have your mind blown.
Dude.
Okay, so it may not be as grand as last time, but it gets the job done, doesn't it?
I don't really like this place. Can we just go in?
Yeah, sure, let's do that. Once again, it's event time. Oh yeah, the intro. And so we arrive 1 mere minute before the event begins. This pre-event hub looks kinda decent. If anything, the textures are kinda off on some aspects, but for the most part it's fine. Surprisingly, I'm in a server with an admin for Roblox Presents, so that's pretty cool. In any case, it's time to begin the hatch. Once the timer hits 0, all 100 eggs appear, flying into the mainland. After that, a boat arrives, which takes us to the main hub. Now, this is one of 4 areas of the game. Each area has 2 to 3 zones in it, with 10 zones in total. There's a leaderboard for most eggs, but I'm probably not gonna go for that. The first zone is the connection biome. Now, how this works is that in every game you can get 1 egg, which is completely random. However, everyone gets the same set of games for each biome. You can also trade eggs to get the one you want. Once you get all 10 eggs for a biome, you get to get an item for your avatar. There are more mechanics, but I'll save those for later. For now though, let's hop into the portal and begin our adventure. Our first game, Teddy. Yeah, so as a game where you're a teddy bear chasing down children, this kind of had bad timing. I spawned in as the killer and immediately got the egg. What a great sign of things to come. Sprunky morphs, walk for 3 seconds and get the egg, how cool. Yeah, so you can probably tell that a lot of these were in the event just for the sake of being in the event. You do get eggs other ways though. For example, collecting your first egg in a biome nets you a common of that biome. What other stuff is there? We'll just have to wait and see. Oh hey, Biddy, it's your favorite game.
I can't say I didn't expect this, but it kinda sucks to see. They didn't even do anything creative, you just grab the egg near a bathroom stall.
Troll Obby seems like a stereotypical, troll obby. Get to stage 3 and get the egg. Whoops, I got trolled. I did a maze for 20 seconds and got the egg. Prison Hustle is under the staircase, you can just skip right past the tutorial. Now, Farmstead was quite confusing because I just didn't know what to do. That's a problem with a lot of these games, in fact. You just don't get told where you need to go, or given any instructions for that matter. I eventually learned in chat that you have to actually teleport to the town in order to get to the egg, in which, you weren't told that, so how were you supposed to know? Morph World was kinda confusing. Now, you get pointed to a boss in which you have to fight in order to get the egg. What I didn't know, however, is that there were 5 or so phases, indicated by the color of the health bar changing. I just thought the boss instantly respawned and I had to kill it again. There's no punishment for dying, so you can just respawn, but it is kinda weird. Pet Story was one of the games advertised as having a unique quest, or a small little quest, or whatever they said on Twitter. The quest in question being just a simple maze. It does have a monster, but it's not really too threatening. After that, you do a short obby, which is kinda neat. And then once you get through with that, you go ahead and get the egg. Now, Funky Friday made a unique song for the hunt, so I kind of expect that, oh, never mind, you just get the egg next to the tree. Games with big maps are especially annoying to find these eggs in unless they're close to spawn. Especially if they just don't tell you what you need to do. I at first thought you needed to kill somebody to get the egg. But no, it was just there. Okay, at this point, I'm not gonna bring up every single game I play. Why would I repeat, oh, just walk 4 seconds in the lobby 100 times? I'm going to go ahead and point out the games that did things at least slightly differently. For For example, Indo Voice gives you a radar which beeps faster as you get closer to the egg. It does become kinda obvious when you see it though. Skateboard of Hell made it so that you get the egg if you get past stage 10. Except that because the egg disappears from the top when the round restarts, I'm not sure if it goes away if a round ends or not. So when that happened to me, I just rejoined through the hub, and when that happens, 4 people have already completed the course, which means that it's super fast. I did eventually find out that it doesn't matter if it's on the top or not, you just get it at stage 10. I mean, hey, I got a mythic from it. Alright, it's another one of those open world randomly spawning games.
Say, can I interest you in a 48 Robux map with all of the locations?
For the sake of me not going insane, yes, but I don't know why you would want to have that for a 5-minute finding sequence.
Oh, and also, here's a 15-second unskippable pop-up.
Wow, thanks, Fiddy. So yeah, you buy the map and it tells you the spawn locations, except it becomes super easy due to the particles on the egg. It's still kinda scummy for emergency MDen to be doing this, though. I think we're far enough into this for me to tell you about the merge mechanic. If you get 7 eggs from a single biome that are common, you can merge them into a random primal from that biome. Likewise, you can merge 3 primals into the mythic. At this point, I just merged into the wrong primal, and I only need 1 more primal that's unique, so another option I have to get the eggs is trading. The hatch heavily encourages you to trade your eggs for other ones in order to complete your collection. Unfortunately, this guy here didn't have any that I needed, so I backed out of the trade. There are quests for completing trades though. Welp, time to get lucky! NPCs are becoming smart had a genuinely charming quest, even if it was super short. I knew it was gonna be good when the NPC asked why I picked this game out of 1,000. All you really have to do is just find the egg, right as normal. Except it gives you a hint after 60 seconds, except I didn't need it because I found it. And then he asks if the eggs are AI generated and stuff, and then he just... Oh hell no! For what little time this game had, it had a lot of charm. Nice work, I hope to see you guys in actual competitive events someday. And now we have all of the connection eggs. Kinda quick, but we still have 9 sets left to go. Now you're probably wondering, what are the items like? Well, if you have all the eggs and go to a specific spot in a biome, a cutscene can play. This one had a neat little orchestra of all of the eggs that you've collected performing, with the main egg coming out. It's then that I obtained the Egg of the Infinite Nexus. That is a bonus compared to the items that you get when you actually hatch them. For the connection egg, I got the Festive Frittata Boombox. As per usual with Roblox events though, there's also a Solstice Pass, which is basically the bling track. This allows you to get cooler versions of the items that you get during events. Here, I got the Funktastic Frittata Boombox. Now, all I have to do is do that 9 more times over, great. I'm doing these areas in order, so the next place I'm going is the desert area for the light biome. Each biome has a new game set, so let's see what the first one for light is going to be. Build a Boat for Treasure starts out with a cutscene, basically showing that aliens have invaded your map and that the egg is currently being held by a UFO. They also just outright say the egg you're gonna get right then and there. You're then given the option to choose between one of 3 preset boats that are able to move. From there, all you have to do is chase after the UFO. In my opinion, as kind of a tutorial to build a boat and how its style works, it gets the job done enough. It's super short and conveys that there are multiple areas with different themes, which for Build-A-Boat works nicely. Really quickly, I'd like to mention the kind of hub quests that you see in the event. There's around one for every biome, sometimes more, sometimes less, but it's usually one. I'll mention them as we go, but for the light biome, you need to take down 5 sand castles, and you'll get a random common. Ninja Battlegrounds had an outright confusing position at where the eggs spawn. You spawn at the battleground itself, but you need to teleport to the safe zone in order to find the egg. I don't know if this is deliberately to get you to look for longer, but this was outright weird. When I joined Penthouse Tycoon, the teleporter was completely broken. However, right when I was about to give up, an update to the game happened and the server shut down. Because I didn't join that server from the hatch, I had to rejoin from the hub. And before they added the GUI to the starting place, you had to actively walk all the way to the boat, go to the hub, click the biome you want to go to, enter the portal, and then find the game you want to go to again. The teleporter worked this time, and I ended up getting in a server with one of the developers. I spawned in this massive penthouse, which was kind of fitting considering the game I was playing. It was simple enough, but it was kind of annoying having to look in a large closed space. It gets the job done for this game though. Better than walking 5 seconds in a hub. Investor City was just embarrassing. Keep in mind, this was like 2 hours into the event. So your main objective was to drive around to these small egg houses and collect them. Simple enough, right? Except that right at the end, the quest was bugged. Because they didn't even implement a remote event for claiming a quest. The fact they didn't even catch this in testing is astounding. Let alone it not being fixed 2 hours into the event. Volleyball 4.2 is giving me PTSD from the games, however thankfully all you really need to do is serve a ball into a box in order to spawn the egg. Hey, I mean it takes like 15 seconds, but at least it's not just walking up to it. Now, while Color.io just had you walking to the middle of the map in order to get the egg, there was an option to scare everyone in the server for 49 Robux. I did it and Hey, I think I talked about this game a while back. Pretty boring of a simulator to be participating in this event, but whatever. From what I can tell, it's supposed to spawn on one of these 4 courses, but I can't seem to find them. Oh well. Threadville's is like ever so slightly unique. The game tells you that screaming is dangerous, but you can scream with Q. Hold down the scream button for like 20 seconds and you get the egg. I mean, that explains why literally everyone in the server is screaming at this one NPC. Oh yeah, by the way, why did some of these games turn off third-party teleports? It was literally in the dev brief. Oh my god, didn't I just recently talk about Raise a Rainbow Corn? I feel like this is like the final boss of my channel or something. Whatever, the egg's just right here in front of the egg machine. Arm Wrestle Simulator actually kind of integrated their event into this. Because now, instead of just walking for 10 seconds in the hub, you have to actually sail to your egg. Took me a bit to find, but I mean, hey, at least you don't gotta walk to it, I guess. Okay, so at this point, I've been around 2 hours into doing the light quest because I'm stuck at one single primal for light. The big problem with RNG collection is that you can just get really unlucky. Yeah, sure, you can do stuff like merge duplicate primals into mythics in order to get certain other primals for the quest, but that can only really get you so far. Even if you constantly ask servers if they have the egg you need, there's a pretty big chance they won't have any. Meaning your only option is really to get lucky. At least in the original version. We'll talk about that later. Strawberry Tower fits into the trend of singular Ito-style towers that encourage trolling, like kill everyone and smack people off the ledge. I originally thought that the red and blue tower was the event, so I tried doing that, but the egg wasn't there. However, completing the red and blue tower did give me a rainbow carpet, which allowed me to fly around and collect the egg. Ragdoll Water Park was interesting to say the least. It starts out with a water slide, okay, you could probably come to expect that from this, and then it drops you off onto a platform to collect your egg. Except there are water noodles in this game, and people who have them can puppy guard the egg and prevent you from getting it. Fortunately though, I had a lucky jump and managed to get it before I got ragdolled. Here we have Super Box Siege Defense.
Bootleg Skibbity Toilet?
I guess you could say that, yeah.
Aw, heck yeah! And they made an obby!
This is the most hastily made obby that I've ever seen. The increased speed in the lobby makes this super hard to navigate. And it just feels like they made this in 15 minutes because they wanted to be in the hatch. Well, good job, you got what you wanted. Are you happy? Case Battle. Imagine CSGO gambling, but it's only the gambling. Open crates, upgrade weapons, and do contracts. That's really it. I mean, hey, it's a 2D game, so I don't really know what else they could have done with this. Welcome to Dragon Soul. Goku's dead. Get the Dragon Balls, make a wish to reset the timeline at the cost of your memories, skip the tutorial, and get your egg. Wait a minute, that's the one I need. Finally, that sure took a while, but I finally got all 10 light eggs. In my opinion, the cutscene here is a little bit more basic than the connection egg, but it gets the job done. Alongside the egg of the blinding corona, you also get the Beach Benedict hat, with its solstice variant being the Bizarro Benedict hat. Now that light is complete, we can finally jump into the whirlpool to begin the darkness biome. This is more of an underwater city-esque place, which does look kinda nice. Hopefully this set won't take as long as last time. Now, Retro Studios Quest is what I had hoped to see in this event. This is a retro-themed classic-style obby. The essential plot of this whole thing is that in 2018, Roblox released Robloxian 4.0, which apparently kills people. While some of the jumps are pretty difficult, they do give you a skip stage button if you die too many times, which is nice. It perfectly encapsulates that classic feel. And I swear, if anybody in the comments calls it retro slop, oh my god. Dude. Now, I was kind of hoping for a Find the Game to participate in the event because those generally do good things in short amount of time, but this just ain't it. You have to go ahead and climb this massive beanstalk to get your prize. And it has some of the worst obby gameplay I've ever seen. Like, at all times, it'll try and convince you to buy a
Starter pack with a gravity coil?
Fine. This was just frustrating. I kind of expected better from this genre, honestly. All the good ones dropped out. Alright, time for the next one. Wait a minute. What do you mean they added 17 plus games to the event? Now I can't even 100% the event even if I wanted to. Did they just try to invite everyone in the top 1000 games list? Is that why Tenny was invited? Because if they just invited the top 1000 with no second thought, that is a horrible decision. Whatever, let's just go to the next game. Daycare starts out with a cutscene basically showing a broken chamber with like creepy find me text? By the looks of things, it's essentially a different themed row bio, with its own set of lore. Now, you either have to wait 5 minutes to become a scientist, or just pay to instantly become a scientist. I do think this was a pretty bad choice, making people wait, and if the team is full, you just can't participate. However, since you can also be grabbed and taken into the room by an actual scientist, I can excuse this. Once you're in the test chambers, you go ahead and look for the broken one that you saw in the intro cutscene, and then activate the prompt. You then get hit with a fake disconnect screen that actually kinda looks convincing if it weren't for the people already moving. Then it teleports you to the actual quest. It has jump scares in it, okay, I mean, I already paid Robux to be a scientist, so I might as well continue. So, we're apparently playing hide and seek. The person speaking here used to play it all the time. And this time, they'll be the one hiding. Wait a minute. Why is this game referring to me as Star? My display name is Starism. They couldn't have... Did they actually make it so that... Oh. I was supposed to play this game, wasn't I? Me. Well, might as well go through with it. So, the goal here is apparently to find these radios. They'll play a sound once you get close to them. The kids weren't allowed at the testing stations for obvious reasons. This is essentially like an analog horror video. The person speaking to us, probably along with many others, were kidnapped? Taken? I don't know. Promised a future they never got. Oh god, there's gonna be a monster behind me. Oh, a cake! That's cool. I don't fully trust it, but I might as well... Oh my god! Oh, so that's what they meant by jump scares. So I find the thing in its room in the form of a radio, and now it's my turn to hide. Oh no. Okay, I don't know if something's like after me or something, but I feel like I need to get to the testing chambers like right now. Oh, a kill option? Perfect! That's a great idea! Okay, perfect, it's dead now, I think. Never mind, it's not. They can't be helped, apparently. Thank you for playing with me, thank you too. That was certainly an experience, I'll tell you that much. A nice change of pace, I'd say. Very good job with this one. I hope to see you in the next event. The personal message at the beginning made me feel like I was, like, fated to play this. But either way, you guys nailed this one. Oh boy, I wonder if the egg is behind this totally inconspicuous waterfall. Oh look, there it is. Perfect, amazing. Oh look, it's Weird Strict Dad, the best horror game on the platform. Hold a few proximity prompts to clean up trash and then the egg will spawn. Look, I get it, but couldn't you guys have, like, been a bit more creative with your 10 days of development time? Burger Game, yeah, really creative title, I know. Made me cook 3 burgers in order to get the egg. At first I was confused why I was being told to serve accurate burgers, and then I realized I was accidentally cooking them raw. It's fine enough as a tutorial, but a bit basic. Could have had me at least, like, work with eggs or something. Wow, what an amazingly high quality game.
Yeah, you're right! This game is awesome!
Let me guess, it's behind the waterfall. It's behind the waterfall, amazing. Surprisingly enough, there are 2 games called Musical Chairs in this event, one called Musical Chairs 100 Players, and the other just called Musical Chairs. I'm playing the 100 player version, and your goal is to get to the center of the playing field in order to get the egg. Kinda hard considering you can't get out of a chair once you sit on it, so you kinda gotta dodge them, but the second time around I got it. Okay, it's been like 2 hours and I'm missing a comment and a primal. It's even longer than the light biome. Okay, so there's this like hidden area in Cat Trip where I can get this egg. Wonderful. And of course, it's another mythic instead of the one I want. I've gotten like 5 of those already. Okay, as much as I didn't want to do it, I'm kind of running out of options because I'm getting insanely unlucky. I traded 2 mythics for the 2 remaining eggs I needed with my friend Cats, netting me the Egg of Grasping Dark, the Egglodon tail, and the Electro-Egglodon tail, resulting in me finishing the first of the 4 areas. I'm gonna save my detailed thoughts for later. However, I do want to mention that I am super disappointed with how the majority of games just let you walk for 5 seconds to get it. In any case, it's time to go to the Emerald Wilds. Our next area, an active volcano. They mentioned a volcano obby, however I couldn't really find it. I've already survived 30% of this event, who's to say I can't survive another? Oh my god. How did this even get in?
Star, am I in hell? Because it sure looks like it. Wait, didn't you go through this same morph system in a different game that you did like a year ago? This is another one of those games they made from a template.
Yep, but people still play them anyway. Go into this vent and you get the egg. Simple.
Oh, great! Another horror escape obby. How fun and amazing. Let me guess, you go into the vent. Okay, great, amazing. Star, all of these are the same.
Well, at least the map is different this time. Okay, so apparently to get the egg for this game, you have to win it. And by win it, I mean climb up the entire staircase. This staircase.
Or you could pay 200 Robux to skip to the end.
Screw climb staircase but lava rising. It's a slop game, breaks the pay to win rule, and blares at you to not leave if you dare so press escape. This game sucks. Fireworks Playground was a maze where I had to press 3 buttons, except the last one took me like 5 minutes to find alone. And this is a super cramped space, too. It was just confusing to find everything. It was super frustrating with that last part. That's all I really have to say about this one. At least they made a unique map. Superhero Tycoon has you go to the very corner of the map to do an obby, which would be fine if players don't try to constantly kill you. Once you do get past all the players that want to kill you, it's pretty simple. It's just like a tightrope and some simple jumps and stuff. I'd just like to mention how many games I'm not talking about because all you do is walk 2 seconds to get to the egg. Like, they told you to try to be creative, so why? Alright, I'm around an hour in and I'm only missing 1 primal. This feels all too familiar. However, I have enough duplicate commons, so I might as well go gambling! Wait, what the heck? It actually worked? Gambling does pay off after all! I got the Egg of Ragnarok, the Deviled Egg Horns, and the Scorching Deviled Egg Horns. That took a lot shorter than Light and Darkness, I'll tell you that much. 4 out of 10 biomes done, and it's time to go to Earth. Hopefully this one will be just as easy as the last. Zombie Zone had you go ahead and kill 25 zombies to get the egg. Except after killing like 5, I managed to get an orbital strike and basically nuke 20 of them at once, which made the entire egg trivial. Now, I thought for Agare Tower, you just needed to climb a certain amount of floors up and you would get it. It was kind of like a staircase tower, so you could replay any floor if you fell. What I didn't know is that this was actually bugged, and as of recording, they still have not fixed it. To the point in which after over a day of it not being fixed, Roblox just outright removed them from the event altogether. Wow, oh my god. Rebirth Champions X was so insanely scummy, because you had to make it to Zone 3 of the game. I'm not even gonna let Fiddy try and sell me on this one, I'm just gonna buy the starter pack now.
But don't you want the epic pack?
No. It took me 10 minutes, even with a Robux pet, in order to get to Desert. These people, oh my goodness. I would have been happy if they just like hid it in the lobby or something, oh my god. Oh my god, they did not just add the exact same simulator we already played. Did they go through this list, like, at all? Because this is literally the exact same game with no changes. Whatever, I'm not doing this one. I'm not gonna play through the game to find out where it is. Now, Beat Bounce is essentially just Geometry Dash. It makes it seem like it's RNG, while in reality you just need to beat all 3 stages. The stages themselves are kinda easy, but I mean, it's actual unique content in a game for the hatch, so I'll give them that, they did it. The second stage was a forest stage, which I did kinda struggle on, and the final stage was a cave. Overall, you did more than I expected you guys would do for the hatch. Nice work. Oh my god, again?
This is just Barry's prison run, but it involves the crocodile that bombs children. This sucks. Why are there like 10 Barry's prison run clones in this event?
What do you mean? This is peak! I love playing as Bombardini Guzini!
Of course you would know something like that.
Whatever, just get to a certain point in Barry's prison run and you'll get the egg, you know, typical stuff. Okay, I have hopes for Untitled Boxing Game. They made a killer quest last time, and it's just in the lobby. Next up is Toilet World Roleplay 2. Skibbity toilet. You're predictable, you know that? Whoa, they made an actual boss fight for this one?
Yeah! You gotta fight the Skibbity Bunny Mech!
That barely looks like a Skibbity toilet character, but okay. It even has a whole second phase once you get him to half health. With a giant laser, too. Overall, one of the more better made quests in this event. The bar is literally through the floor, but still. Gee, I wonder if the egg is inside this totally inconspicuous cave. Oh, it is? What a surprise. You know, I can't really seem to find the egg for this one. I don't know, it might just be too small or something, but like, it's just impossible. Oh, there it is. Alright, 1 primal egg left. Next up is Country Ball World. You have to guess 5 countries based on their flags. Some of them are kinda tricky, like Indonesia making me think it's Poland. The big hint with the third one is a lot of people mistake me for another country. This one is kinda tricky with the Ivory Coast. I did have a friend help me out with some of these, but besides that, there's no penalty for getting it wrong, so I mean, it was kinda easy. Amazing, another horror escape game. How original.
Wait a minute, Star, why are you dying? Oh, you can buy guns in this game, can't you? And there's no spawn protection? So you could just get spawn camped in servers? Why would they even make that a thing?
Yeah, that sucks, but I don't care at this point. I'll just go to another server to get it. At the very least, Animal Life RP has an obby. I had to turn off shift lock in order to actually be able to sprint, but still. There wasn't anything too special about it, it was just a 3-checkpoint obby. And that's all of the Earth eggs done, meaning that we are halfway through the event, giving us the Adventurer's Belt and its variants. Just one more biome in this area, and that's the water biome. There are 5 clams you have to find in this area, however it is partially difficult due to the scenery looking kind of similar. I already have some water eggs from previous quests, so this water zone can't be too bad. Alright, Epic Egg Hunt 2025, an egg hunt within an egg hunt. It's behind the barn. Yeah. Oh my goodness, how many horror escape games? Please just stop! We're only halfway in the event! Get past the scary horror first-person obby and you get the egg. Amazing. Wow, awesome. Dude, how many horror escape games are there? Okay, so Bike of Hell made like an okay obby, except it's really hard to control due to the fact that the bike is super slippery. But I mean, hey, I'll take something. Wow, what an amazingly high-quality game in this amazingly high-quality event. I am so happy I am playing this right now. Super impossible obby. Find the egg in the maze, except anyone can nuke the server for 100 Robux. What do you want me to say here? The maze had jumps? The maze was hard? Okay, laundry simulator, riddle, find a place lost to time. It's probably an abandoned building that's somewhere, I don't know. Behind the laundromat? Sure, why not? Alright, so the only egg I'm missing is the mythic, so all I gotta do is just merge 3 duplicate primals, and I have the full set now. I have to admit, I do really like the Eggquarium backpack. Even more so its Solstice variant. I love the vibe here. In fact, I think they actually did a pretty good job with the prizes. It's just everything else. Everything else.
So, you having fun?
Does it look like I'm having fun, Biddy? Walking for 5 seconds in a hub hundreds of times? I could only really show half of the stuff I've been playing because the other half is just so boring. It makes me wish I was playing the classic, the hunt, hell, maybe even the haunt. Just something other than this.
Yeah, you look pretty rough right now. Playing all those games must have gotten to your head. Can you try and think of any positives?
Well, the hub looks pretty good. It's one of Twin Atlas's better event hubs. Although it can feel kinda empty at times. Did you see what the light biome looks like in some places? Although it does work well with what they're trying to aim for, especially with the hub quests. It's just that this format's like the worst I've ever seen. Is this whole thing really worth it? I mean, I've gotten a bunch of the accessories already.
Look, the old me would have agreed with you. The old me would have wanted to go home too. But I'm a different person now. Every step of the way in these events, you pushed me to go further and see things through to the end. I think it's about time that I return the favor, too. You've already made it through 6 of the 10 areas, so why not do the other 4? You could find a hidden diamond in a pile of coal. You might not be able to give all the games a chance, but you can at least give it your all.
You're right, Biddy. I'll try not to let these games get to me too much. Which is the next biome? Energy? If I've already gotten a bunch of the eggs from previous quests from merging, these next few should be easier than ever. I only have one option: to finish what I started. As I mentioned before, the next biome is energy. They have these neat little like electric ball things that you can zip around on, but I feel like they're not utilized enough. They are a neat little novelty though. Now, let's see what our first game is. Now, Tower Defense Simulator is known for having pretty good quests and events. Maybe they can get creative with their... never mind, it's in the lobby, great. Now you're probably wondering, how does Tower Defense RNG participate in the event when the egg can't be RNG based? Well, it's simple. An obby. Oh god, it's infection gunfight! Oh, okay, it's not that bad. You essentially just have to kill like one enemy. That's it. How thrilling. Now, Jailbreak actually did something kinda decent here. First off, it started with a cutscene. You then have to go to this inmate's cell who gives you a key to a special vault that Roblox apparently dropped off. After going inside, you have to press the buttons in the order that they flash, and then claim your egg. It's not much, but it's pretty well decorated. Oh gee, I wonder where the egg is. I just can't tell. Really? Those are all the games I could talk about for energy? That was like 2 minutes! Oh well, the prize this time is the Yolked Energy Wings, and the Solstice variant is the Yolktastic Energy Wings. Energy was my shortest biome at only 35 minutes. Next up is time. What I do find kinda cool is that pressing these time crystals moves you back a bit. However, I do hope that I'll be able to talk about the time eggs for more than 2 minutes this time. Oh my god, they added the same game 3 times! How does this even happen? Okay, this time I found the egg, it's a random spawn, but like, oh my goodness! They did not check this game list! Okay, I've seen videos on the easiest game on Roblox, and it's actually pretty well made. Pushing the egg into the pit makes the pit pink. Going in there sends you to an area where you have to press 3 buttons by doing simple platforming and stuff, with you then having to search for the egg in a modified version of the main map. For what it's worth, it gets the job done quite nicely for the limited time that they had. I swear to God, if I play another horror escape game in this event, I am going to scream.
Is that pull a sword? I can't wait to do the new event!
The egg is behind the gift box.
Oh, alright.
Steel Time Simulator had you do 4 short obbies to press buttons. It was decent, but it was kinda hard getting all the way back if you fall due to the invisible path. Oh, ha, the egg isn't here, but it's behind the staircase. How funny. Together actually made a custom map specifically for the hatch. It was kinda short, but showcased the basics of the game in a single player fashion, like a tutorial. So good job for doing something different. I expected R6 Emote Haven to be another Find It in the Hub quest, but I was pleasantly surprised. You teleport to Retro Islands, grab a key, teleport to the Metro, open the door, enter this kinda cool looking cave area, and grab your egg. It's basic, but with the 2 to 3 minute time requirement, yeah, it works. You know, I didn't expect Rebirth Champions X to be outclassed in tediousness, but Goal Simulator somehow did it. Because this time, you have to get to the 4th area in order to get this egg. You have to make soccer shots by using a power bar, and upgrade your stats along the way. It took me a lot to get there. And the fact that they make you grind the game this much for their egg just kinda surprises me, honestly. Like, aren't they not supposed to do that? And that's the time egg, meaning we only have 2 more biomes to go. Doing the time biome nets you the egg turtle halo alongside its time spun variant. If you bought the solstice pass, that is. Now it's time for the Howling Heights, the final area with the last 2 biomes. First of the 2 is ice. Please, there's still time for there to be some good in this. Tower Heroes actually did something really unique, having a 2D claw machine for their quests. Now, I was a huge fan of Nintendo Badge Arcade when that was a thing, so this was a really nice surprise to see. It takes a few tries, but all you gotta do is grab the egg and you'll have it in your inventory. Now, Ragdolls actually is like a pretty unique quest. First, you meet Connor 3D and Premium Salad. By the way, I just want to take the time to say Connor 3D is insane for doing a guide on every single game in this event. Like, oh my god, that requires dedication. However, the actual quest in the game is basically going to every attraction to get an egg. I say it's unique because it's an actual egg hunt with badges, instead of you just walking for 10 seconds to get the main egg that you need. It took me a few minutes, but it was pretty easy with the hints. Overall, you did better than most. BNPC or Die has a basic but original quest called Find the Egg Poster. All you really have to do is look for a guy with a mustache and a sea of characters that look the same. For a game about blending in, this works pretty well. Probably the best thing they could have done in this circumstance. The guy even runs away when you try and catch him. Really? Of all the games they could have invited, it's Find the Rainbow Morphs? Now, in case you haven't watched the video where I talked about morph games, this was an absolute fever dream. Everything in this game is barely comprehensible to the point in which I had to look up a guide to find out where the egg was. This game is just like a conglomerate of something, I don't know. Wait a minute, this game was made in 2020. Okay, I'll give it a pass. I mean, it's still just get to a certain point in the obby, but, like, yeah, I don't know. I had spent a long time trying to get one singular primal, so thankfully this user named The Bird's Word gave me that last primal in exchange for a mythic that they needed. And with that, my ice set is complete, giving me the Staff of Frozen Custard and the Staff of the Gelatomancer. And now, after all this time, we only have 1 biome left until I can finally end the hatch. This one is a bit annoying to get to the portal with you having to do a short obby every time you want to get to a game, but it's kind of fitting for the final area I'm going to play. Now, let's end this. Remember when I said that there were 2 musical chairs games? Yeah, this is the second one. Now, I was personally recommended this one by my friend and the developer for this game, Ethan. And based on the hub alone, it has to be good. The egg is right in the middle, but then, like, out of nowhere, this evil biblical angel shows up. And now we're in a full-fledged boss fight against it. Except unlike the other ones, this one's actually super well made. It dashes at you, it has shockwave attacks, it has everything. Including a musical chairs attack where you have to sit in the right chair or get damaged. It even has a last-ditch effort attack where it throws at you a bunch of them at once. I was genuinely surprised by this. I really hope you guys show up in the next event because, like, oh my gosh. And you did all of this in 2 weeks? Spray paint has you go ahead and navigate a sewer system. I try and talk to this old woman for help, get jump scared instead. Okay, thanks, woman. The actual egg is in a super dark sewer maze. I didn't want to spend too long in here, and I was kind of genuinely creeped out with the fact that it also has jump scares if you fail, so I just moved on to the next egg. Dog Walk was probably one of the weirdest games I've played, because you literally either play as a dog or the owner of the dog. This game's branding's also like super creepy, I guess, but like in the weird sense. You can also pay 9 Robux to give the good boy a hug, I guess? It does that when you do it. I did feel kinda bad abandoning him when it was time for me to go cause I got the egg. They genuinely wanted to play, but I just couldn't come with them. Smoothie Factory Tycoon actually had a unique quest. Essentially, there's this egg monster that you have to feed by collecting fruits, except said egg monster is trying to throw eggs at you to make you slip. It takes around 5 trips to feed it, and once you do, it reveals itself to be actually kinda cute. Eggo then lets you into their lair and gives you the egg. What is it with these old tycoon games and making you go to the corner of the map in order to do an obby for the egg? And how does the water have Z fighting? Oh hey, Speedrun 4, I think I played this a bit ago. Wait a minute. What do you mean buy a pet from the merchant? Sell your energy? What the heck? Who turned Speedrun 4 into a simulator? Okay, well besides the simulator aspect of things that they added, it's just getting to stage 9. I don't know what the heck they did with this game though. What the heck is a tongue tower? Why the heck do I have to hide in a shelter for a Telur? And who the heck is this guy? Whatever. One more game. I have 2 duplicate primals, and all I need is 1 more and I'll be able to merge into a mythic. This is Punch Simulator, and as I expected, it's right behind the leaderboard. What a fitting end to this nightmare. Ending the exact same way it started. Walking for 5 seconds at spawn. And after all of that, I am finally done with all of the games I need to do for the hatch. Giving me the sunny side aura and the dark side of the egg aura. With my reward for all 100 eggs being the collector's basket of glory. And it only took me 13.5 hours of constant torment to be the 162nd victor. But there's still a few more things I need to do before I can fully put this to rest. Because I haven't talked about the daily stuff they've been doing. Actually, they significantly nerfed this event. Firstly, some areas had Expert traders, which let you trade 5 commons from any biome for 1 primal in a specific biome. Merge Mania, which reduced the cost of merging eggs from 7 commons to 1 primal and 3 primals to 1 mythic, all the way down to 4 commons and 2 primals. Alongside that, eggs could now spawn in the hub itself, with the first day having it be completely AFKable. The other ones had limits though. So essentially, I played the unnerfed version of the hatch. And I'm one of the few people who can say they did it. However, there's still one more piece of content, the super eggs. You basically have 2 days to get a set of 15 eggs from certain biomes. I believe the first super egg required the first 3 biomes to have 15 eggs in each. And they were limited. To get the final super egg, you needed 15 of every type of egg. The first one being the egg-centric elementalist, the second one being the temporal flux core, and the third being the wing of the winter wind. As far as I know, you don't have to do all of the What? They added a 4th super egg that needs you to complete every other quest? Okay, so in order to complete all of the quests, you not only have to merge every type of egg into a primal 4 times each, you also have to trade like 15 times. Yeah, they really want you to trade your eggs, huh? Thankfully, I got a ton of the eggs from the developer of musical chairs, Ethan, along with some other friends. Because you need a lot of commons in order to complete all of the quests. However, after 50 minutes of farming eggs and trades, I managed to do every quest. Wait a minute, what do you mean finale? That doesn't really matter right now. I just need to get that last super egg. Oh yeah, did I mention that the last super egg was bugged for 2 hours? Yeah. Thankfully though, they made all of the other super eggs obtainable again. For a short amount of time, anyway. In general, this event was just so bad. At the time of recording this, the game is at a 21% like ratio, making it on track to be the worst rated event in Roblox history. In comparison, the Haunt was 65%. This was the most miserable thing I've done on my channel, and it's not even close. I never would have thought that the Haunt would be surpassed in how awful it was. But again, this is a multi-billion-dollar corporation that we're talking about. But I mean, hey, at least they removed the condo game and made the event pure, right? Right? Yeah, so it turns out they did invite a condo to the event. Who would have guessed? There's a reason that 60% of the original participating games dropped out. Either that or they just didn't want to participate to begin with. Roblox did the worst thing possible and just chose the top 1,000 games they had on their platform and invited them. They claimed to have looked over the list, but didn't. They also made it so that everyone on the leaderboard had to be ID verified and 17 or above. Because you just have to have those 17 plus games, am I right? Telling game makers that you can be creative with the egg isn't really gonna cut it. Roblox claims they wanted to make the biggest event ever made. Well, they did it! But was it worth the cost? Was it worth tanking your PR? At the very least, the hub was pretty good. I did have a few issues with it though. For one, a lot of the areas just feel super empty. That, and the fact that models start to unload when you go too far away from them makes the whole thing feel a bit hollow. Some of the textures are also really weird. It feels like they didn't fully add attention to detail to this game. I really disliked the RNG mechanic the eggs had. It makes it really frustrating when you're one egg away. And the fact that you were forced to trade to get the final super egg. If I were to fix this event, I would remove the RNG mechanic, have it so there are only 30 games, with there being 3 fragments for each egg, and give them 1 to 2 months of development time. Oh yeah, and also only choose games that you know will make good quests, like Pressure. If Roblox's teasers from last year were true, that means we're up for another Halloween event and another Winter Spotlight. But I mean, hey, we'll just have to wait until RDC to find out. Overall, I really hope that Roblox learns from this. I still hold on to the hope that one day, Roblox will actually make a good event. Goodbye, The Hatch. It's time for me to go home. Never mind, you gotta feed an ultimate egg now. 1 million common duplicates and you get an egg tomorrow. There are also a bajillion common duplicates around the map now. You know, I was kind of expecting some big boss fight or something. I don't know. That just felt kinda anticlimactic. Anyways, I'm gonna go home now. For real this time. Well, that was an experience. Alright, Starism, Fiddy, which one of you two are leaving first?
That sucked! Bye!
Well, why would you assume I'm leaving?
What do you mean, why would I assume? This is how it's been for the past few months. You come with us to an event, it's over, then you go home. What's so different about today?
Well, I've been thinking. During my career, you three have been the only people I've consistently seen. I haven't had any consistent partners up to this point. Which is why, after thinking about it for a little while, I've made the decision.
Hey, Star, why are there line spaces outside of the room downstairs?
I think I might know why. He's probably gonna move his office to nearby, which isn't really too bad, but still.
To move into Nova City!
Oh. Okay. Well, happy to have you here. I'll just go ahead and show you around the place, then I'll go ahead and show you around the restaurants that we usually go to. Even though we can't really eat, we just kind of go there to hang out. Then the arcade, then I'll go ahead and show you...